Hello everyone, my name is Aaron and you're watching the channel Chess Piece. Today let's analyze the game between Capablanca, Raul and Marshal Frank. Let's start. E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, Bishop B5, the Ruy Lopez, F5. Oh, he enters the Schilemman defense. Knight F3, Knight F6, E cross F5, E4, Knight H4, protecting the pawn, F5, D5, protecting the E4 pawn, D3, attacking the E4 pawn and trying to neutralize the pawn which is in the white's territory. Bishop E7. Okay, it's a pretty decent move. E captures E4, D captures E4, and now going for the queen exchange, as Capablanca also simplifies the position. Queen D1 captures Queen D8. Bishop E7 captures D8. Bishop G5, attacking the knight on F6, while he also develops his piece castle. Okay, the white castle's on the queen side. Now you can see that the castling on the queen side is little more it gives an advantage to the white, as the rook is on the game. Okay, knight E5, H3, preventing the knight to go to G4. A6, attacking the B5 bishop. If bishop A4, C5, and bishop F4, attacking the knight on E5. Knight D7, a move back. He could have probably gone to knight C6. Okay, knight captures D7. It's a blunder that white did. He could have probably checked on bishop B3 check, king H8, knight D6 attacking the rook, rook E8, bishop F7 attacking the rook, and he could have really trapped the rook away. Okay, but in the game he played rook cross D7, simplifying the position by an exchange. Knight cross D7, bishop G3, protecting the H4 knight from the D8 bishop. Okay, the black enters the exchange. Bishop cross H4, rook cross H4. According to me, bishop cross H4 is not really a good move, but it's a mistake. Instead of bishop cross H4, he could have played bishop G5 check, bishop king B1, knight F6, rook H1, and then captured the H4 pawn, H4 bishop captures bishop, and bishop cross F5, protecting the E4 pawn, A4, H6, etc., and it could go on. It will be little better for white, but this was literally a mistake. Bishop cross H4, rook captures F5, and rook H1, knight F8. For black, it's a little bad move, but he could have played b5, developing his pieces, and after knight cross e4, rook h5, queen e7, rook e5, etc. But he played knight f5, but he played but he played knight f8, and it's also a move black. Knight captures e4. He also attacks the pawn on c5. Bishop e6, attacking the a3 pawn. Bishop e7, attacking the knight. Now rook d5. Okay, here it's a bad move. You could have played bishop f7 and continued with b5, etc. But he played knight d5. White did not enter the exchange, but he captured the c5 pawn. Rook cross d1 check. Rook captures d1. Bishop f5, attacking the c2 pawn. Bishop cross f8, simplifying the position. Rook captures f8. Now we can see that the game is entered to the endgame phase, and here the pawns are important, while the white has 6 pawns against black's 4 pawn, and it's pretty unequal as white has a pawn advantage. The black plays bishop c8, protecting the b7 pawn. f3, protecting itself. h6, b3, king h7. The king is making its way towards the center. King b2. The white kings also follows the same principles. Okay, here the idea of white is to attack black's weak pawn and create a passed pawn and literally win the game. Rook f7, a4, rook c7, attacking the knight. Knight e5, bishop f5, attacking the knight. Knight d6, once again attacking the bishop, and bishop g6, a move backward. a5, preventing the a pawn from moving from the 6th rank and literally so say blockading a path. h5, making a way for the king to go in this such a way, but white plays c4, a move forward. Rook e7 and king c3, rook h6, and white plays h4, preventing the rook from going to the g5 square. Bishop h7, once again a move backward. Rook d5, rook e3 check, king goes to b4, rook e2, attacking the g2 pawn, but white continues attacking even though it is being attacked. Knight f7 check, king g6, knight g5, bishop g8, attacking the rook, and rook d6 check, king f5, rook d8 attacking the bishop. Okay, now the bishop is literally trapped as it cannot go to the h7 pawn and the f7 pawn, which are guarded by the knight on g5. It also cannot go to the e6 pawn also, and the pawn d5 is guarded by the c4 pawn. Okay, so in order to lose the game without doing anything, why the blacks decides to capture the f4 pawn and the king captures bishop c4, rook g2, rook fa check, king e5, f4 check, bishop d6, literally making the king to move towards the sides of the board. King d6, rook d8 check, king c6, knight f3, preparing to go to the square e5, and sorry, and keeping the controls over d square, but black decides to play rook c2 and give a check. Bishop, king b4, king b4, rook f2, running away from the fork that may happen if he plays knight d4. White continues with the plan by playing knight e5 check, king c7 attacking the rook d7 check, king c8, rook f7. And here's an important tip, that if you have an advantage in material, then you must not trade your pawns. Okay, and Capablanca follows this. Rook h2 and knight g6, protecting both of his pawns. Rook e2, rook captures g7 and b6. Now say, was b6 a good move or a bad move? Pause for a moment and think about it. Okay, according to me, it's a bad move, and white plays a cross b6, a5 check, and king b5, a4. Okay, now find the best move available. Yes, the best move was knight e5 and a cross b3. Now there is a mate in one, so find it. Pause the video and think. Of course, the best move is pawn b7 check, and king moves towards the, and now after this move black resigns, but he could have played, if he had played this, he could have continued by knight c6 and mate. If king moves to d8, and it would be a mate once again. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe my channel for more content. Thank you. See you later.